Good afternoon, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Chet Does DIY. Today I'm going over what I had to do to install a heater hose to finally, hopefully, finish off. There's Eva. No, you can't pet that dog. And the hoses and everything that we had to do it. It doesn't take a lot of tools. It's just difficult to do one part. The hood comes off with 4 bolts, which are 12 millimeter. And what I did is I just laid down on my back inside the front with my knees and my legs up, holding the hood with one hand, and I used my 3/8 drive impact. If you don't have an impact, just use your ratchet to take out those 4 bolts and set them. I just set them over here to the side so I didn't lose track of them. And then you just slowly lean up and work your way out to set the hood down. It's not that heavy. That's pretty easy. That part's easy. The next part's the hard part. Because this hose was detached, this main hose, which is the defroster vent hose, 1 7/8, 22 inches long, heater to channel to Y, yeah. Okay. This hose was missing down inside of there. There's one on that side. You can see my hoses are connected right there to this Y joint. So the hard part is removing this spring hinge piece right here. This piece right here, which is also 12 millimeter. Have you a magnet stick handy also? It's not easy to get up in there to remove this piece. If I can even show it to you. All right. You might be able to see that open hole right there, about just a little above my flashlight that I'm kind of motioning towards. That's where this bolt goes. Once the hood's removed, you can press this piece down, but again, it is a compressed spring, so it is kind of dangerous. Be very careful. If any of those pieces fall down into there, you need to have your magnet stick handy to retrieve them. Then I had to remove this hose off of the gas line. So once I did press it down by hand, I was able to pull this piece out from up underneath the body of the bug. I had to remove that hose so I could do that, to pull it all the way back. Because you will not be able to fit your arm down in between this piece right here. Where that hose goes that I showed you, that big hose, you see that little bit of a shiny lip down there? Okay, that's what's remaining of the old hose. That hose right there. So it's a nightmare to get to. Also detach your gas cap hood latch to make everything easier. And the 2 side hoses, this hose and this hose, if it'll focus, dadgummit. These 2 side hoses are the same size. Dadgummit, focus. Sorry. 1 1/4 long heater hose, 27 inches long. These 2 are the same size. You only need to buy 1 though. I bought 2. You only need to buy 1 because they are corrugated, they compress, they stretch. So if you need 2 of these hoses, this one and this one, just buy 1 if it's 27 inches long. Now the center hose, this small one, is supposed to go up in between the blower motor and the instrument panel and everything, the dash, to go to the center defrost dash vent. But mine doesn't have the piece that it attaches to, so I'm just going to tape that off and return that hose. These 2 side hoses, one connects to this piece of the blower motor vent fan right there, and same over there. See where it's connected right here? Hopefully. Right there. And then the other hose connects to that piece right there that my light's shining directly on. Right there. Right there. Same way on that side. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them for you if I can. Good luck and Godspeed. Hey y'all, just a quick update on trying to replace the main defroster heater hose that goes down behind the wheel well back here after you remove the hood and everything, and you can barely squeeze your arm down in this hole to get to where it's supposed to attach. You know, you see that hole down there? There you go. If your hose broke off around the lip, you're in for a world of pain and hurt and frustration, okay? I have had to use an assortment of tools to try to remove all that I can see which as you see, I don't see any more shiny on there. These are all the tools that I had to use to try to remove this crap. That's how much was left around the lip. You have to remove all this shit in order to get the end of that hose back onto that lip. Screwdrivers, needle nose pliers, dentistry tools. I even got a piece of thick copper and put a hook on it to try to, pull this crap off with. The best thing I found to get the majority off was this body puller tool because it's nice and long. Unfortunately, this was the longest thing that I had, and there's no room to work down there. But I just went down in there and, just got in between the lip of where the hose is supposed to go and just pried that off, and that big chunk came off. Unfortunately, where this couldn't fit, where I couldn't see, I had to use dentistry tools, anything with a hook on it, that piece of copper wire, to try to hook and pull out as much as I could, because if there's anything remaining around the lip of that hole, the end of that hose will not screw on properly. But I've had enough, okay? Also have you a little shop vac on hand to vacuum anything out that falls down the hole. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them for you as always. And as always, good luck and Godspeed, and I hope you don't have to do this. Hey, just real quick, I found that this hose, even though the website I was on said that this is the hose to use. Come on, there we go. Inch 7/8, 22-inch long heater channel to Y. The one that goes down in there, I have it all connected now, as you see. Hose connected. Hose connected. Down there to the Y. That hose that's supposed to go down in there to fill around that lip would not go on securely to my liking. And I just so happen to have a little bit of extra of this aluminum corrugated heater hose back here. So if you can find this hose, it will go around the lip of that heater vent lip back there better than that black hose will that I found. So buy this hose, not that black hose, okay? Because that stuff, this one, I cut it and I rolled the lip over to the outside and I pushed it down that hole and it went on pretty easily. That's all.